Okay, left hand. Now, there's a couple of things again that it's important to get right from the outset with your left hand. Before you even go to your guitar, I want you to take your hand away from the guitar, like that, and hold it in this position, right? You can see I've got it like that, yeah? As if you're cupping a ripe piece of fruit. Yeah? The reason I say a ripe piece of fruit and not something else is that when you've got this ripe piece of fruit, you don't want to squeeze it too hard, do you? And that's important with your hand. Your hand needs to be soft when you're at your guitar. You can see I've got my thumb pointing straight up. I've got my fingers right in front, just nice and relaxed, so that the thumb is more or less in line with the middle of those two fingers there. Okay? If I bring them together, they all sort of come together, but the thumb is in line with those two fingers. So nice and relaxed, you're holding a peach, right? Then we just bring that to your guitar, so that when you get to your guitar, your thumb is in behind, like that, and your fingers are pointing straight up. So it's exactly like that, but now you've got it at your guitar. What that allows you to do is have your fingers all nice and straight like that, and that'll be important in later lessons. What you want to avoid is having your thumb up so that your fingers are down like that, and then we have problems. Eventually there will be applications for having your thumb up higher, and there'll be times when you want to play chords and grab the neck like that, but for now we're not doing that. We're just playing one note at a time, and we're getting this really important thing down like that. What I want you to do is, with this first finger only, come down just behind the third fret. So that's the fret there, a bit of Y that sticks up. You bring your finger just behind it and press down, so that the finger is the string is resting on that third fret. That will change the pitch from there to there. I'm just doing a downstroke like we saw in that first video with my right hand. That's all I want you to do. Just come down like that and be aware of how much pressure. You don't pull those fingers out of the way when you're doing it. I'm doing that just to show you. Your whole hand stays like that and the first finger just comes down. And I want you to be aware of the amount of pressure that you need to do that. That'll depend on the size of the string, how thick it is. It'll depend on the tension on your guitar, how it's tuned. It'll also depend on the distance between the string and the fret, well, it's sometimes called the action. Right? So it'll be different for every person, it'll be different for every guitar, but so I want you straight away to get used to and be aware of what that feels like, how much pressure you need to put down there. You make sure that you're using the minimum amount necessary. So the way to do that is you just back off, keep playing, back off a little bit until it does that, come back down again. Don't squeeze it, don't press in too hard when it's not necessary, just a little bit of pressure there. Okay? Now, what you'll need to find later on when you're playing chords is that you don't want to play that note there and have the string underneath it be affected. You don't want to be touching the other strings. Now, unless you're coming in directly like that, which is getting your hand in a very uncomfortable position, that will be inevitable from time to time, and you're just going to have to live with that. That's one of the things with your left hand. It does move from here to here, very small amounts as we move on. For now, I want you to try and get your finger as close as you can to perpendicular into the string without making your wrist feel like it's just wrong. You know, you'll know what I mean. It'll feel uncomfortable. I want you to avoid coming flat down like that and try and get it up like that, but don't, you know, mangle your arm in order to do it. It's not worth that. Right? For now, we're just coming down with one note straight onto the fretboard, and I want to be able to hear that note cleanly and in tune. It's a B flat. It's on the third fret of your bottom string, your bass string. It's called the bottom string because the note is the low note, even though it's on the top. It's the bottom string. And hear that nice and smoothly. Then I want you to be able to come off and back down and coordinate your right hand and your left hand, so you're picking down with each one and again in time. Okay, make sure that you can do that nice and slowly and deliberately. Even if you're finding this insanely easy, just want you to make sure that you're doing all of these things like I've mentioned, yeah? Nice and slow and smooth. Okay, this early phase is really important. Do this for about a minute. Try and keep it in time. The song lesson for this first lesson is Spoonful, and that's all you need to be able to play for this song. Right? So if you're struggling at all with the song, just come back to this exercise, this specific exercise, making sure that you can do that nice and slow. Okay, so get that down, and you'll be playing along with a Spoonful. Cheers.